Spend enough time on the internet and you'll start to believe something strange. Everyone else seems extraordinary. Everybody's building businesses and running ultra marathons and optimizing every piece of their life. And it makes you start to wonder something. Is being ordinary a failure? A few years ago, I decided that I wanted to run a 100-mile ultra marathon. I had watched this documentary about one, and when the guy crossed the finish line, it actually made me tear up a bit. It was like that compelling to me. So naturally, I made it a goal of mine to run 100 miles. And that year, I injured myself training for a marathon. It's 3 years later, and my ankle is still recovering from that overuse injury. I've tried dozens of morning routines. I've spent thousands of dollars on online courses promising financial freedom. I've started multiple online businesses, started and abandoned before ever making a dollar. I've read so many self-help books that self-help started to feel like self-hurt. And then I realized something. I'm chasing someone else's dream. A dream that was slowly implanted in my brain by the endless hours of scrolling. And I started to wonder, is there a different way to approach success? Is there a mediocre method? You see, the psychological pressure of trying to be more than I am eventually just tore my self-esteem to pieces. But I don't think the internet pushes exceptionalism because it's evil. It pushes exceptionalism because we like exceptional people. They're inspiring. They're charismatic. They've built something extraordinary. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being inspired by people like Alex Hormozy or Joe Rogan. They've built extraordinary lives. But there is a risk. At the end of the day, most of us will live out average, ordinary lives. And that's not an insult. It's math. No matter how successful society becomes, average will always exist. So why does it feel like failing? I recently noticed something that totally changed my thinking on this. Extraordinary is built on the back of ordinary. Every extraordinary company has thousands of ordinary employees. Extraordinary leaders are raised by ordinary parents. Extraordinary athletes have ordinary teammates. Extraordinary lives are quietly supported by millions of ordinary lives. And yet we're constantly told ordinary isn't enough. Ordinary isn't failure. It's the foundation. Without it, extraordinary is never built. And that got me wondering about a different way to approach success. I started calling it the Mediocre Method. The Mediocre Method is simple. Use what you have, do what you can, and let good enough be enough. Turn down the noise that says you have to be exceptional and ground yourself in who God made you to be. It doesn't mean you can't be inspired by greatness or celebrate the extraordinary. But don't feel the need to become it, so you can live your dream, not the one implanted in you by the endless scroll. It took me a long time to realize that the good life for me isn't what the internet celebrates. The good life for me is not waking up to an alarm every day and leaving while my family still sleeps. The good life for me is smaller. It's a small house, time outside, knowing my neighbors, being around when my kids wake up. This channel is an experiment. Can an ordinary person with mediocre skills still build a life of freedom? If you're curious whether ordinary is enough, come along. Let's find out what good enough can do.